Hey guys, in this video we will be looking at the Copilot Studio plugin, and this is the Copilot Studio Skills plugin which we can use with both Claude Code and GitHub Copilot. So in this context, this plugin gives you some agents that you can use to author topics, nodes, and everything you want in Copilot. Not everything, but a lot of things in Copilot Studio using natural language. You can also sync your local directory, which has the YAML files, back to the cloud using the agents. And you can also test with using the Copilot Studio test agents. We will look into the different agents that come with this plugin. And also we will look at how you can connect it using the VS Code extension. And the prerequisites is that you need Node.js 18 or newer. You also need either Cloud Code or Copilot CLI or any other agent you're using. And in this context, you will also need. You don't really need this, but you can. It's optional. You can have the VS Code extension to pull the changes from the cloud and push them back. Of course, you will need a Power Platform environment with a Copilot Studio agent in it, and then you can clone the agent. So you will use the manage agent to clone the agent first before starting to work on it. Once you've cloned the agent, this is fantastic. You can use the author agent. These are all sub agents to create topics, and you can create adaptive cards, as you will see in the video. And then the test agent is the fun one because you need some authentication when you will run batch testing. The advisor is the one I like the most because it validates the YAML, it suggests patterns, and it also checks unexpected behavior. So, how do we install this? It's two lines of code in GitHub Copilot or Claude Code. You just get the marketplace, you add it as you see on the screen, and then you add the plugin itself from the marketplace. That's it. Once you've installed it, you can confirm by writing at Copilot Studio, and you will see the four sub agents that I just discussed. Once you've seen the sub agents, then it's installed for you. And from there, you can start using the manage sub agent, which clones an agent for you. Once you start cloning, you will be asked to authenticate. Then you can select an agent, and once you select the agent, the repository will be copied locally, and you will see all the YAML files. I will show you this, but I will not do this in this way. I will use the VS Code extension. So, guys, let's jump into this. And so before we even go into Copilot Studio or do anything else with agents, let's look at the skill for Copilot Studio. So this is the GitHub repo, which is of course from Microsoft. You can see Giorgio here. He released it 2 weeks ago, the latest update. And let's take a quick look at it. So in here you have the agents, and here you have the Copilot Studio Advisor agents, and then you have the Studio Other agent, you have the Copilot Studio Manage agent, and then you have the test agent. So let's take a look at the author agent, which I find quite interesting. So this agent has the name Copilot Studio Author, of course, and the description is quite important for sub agents because there is this concept of progressive disclosure, which makes sure that Claude goes through all the skills that are available and finds the right based on the description and the triggers that the description has in it. So this skill, not skill, but this project, this agent is a sub agent that does all these tasks for you. So you can invoke it with a new topic, you can add a node, add an action, edit an action, you can add knowledge, generative answers, all of that. And you have some specific rules here. You have the patterns, and then you have the limitations. You must not create agent.m. So these are the files that are, as we will see now, usually created by Copilot Studio. So you don't need to, once you clone the agent, so you don't need to do anything from there. So let's go back to the skill. You can see the templates here, and then you can see this, not skill, but plugin, sorry. You can see the skills here. This is quite interesting because if you have, let's say you have created a lot of Copilot Studio agents and you have some best practices on how to create, let's say, HTTP calls in YAML, you can bring them here and add them to as a skill which your agent will invoke at runtime. So make sure you add your own skills if you're really good at creating Copilot Studio agents using YAML. And from there, let's look at the installation. So here we have discussed already the prerequisites, and without wasting your time, I will jump to Visual Studio Code, and we will, let's see here, we will start creating this agent. So let me just close this up and make sure that we start from scratch. And I will just open a new terminal. How you open a new terminal? You can go to terminal and press new terminal, and then you will see your shortcut here. Because I have a Norwegian keyboard, I will have this so I will open that, and then I will open a new one. So the first one, I will open Claude in here. I will just do Claude, yeah. And the other one, I will do Copilot. So today we will use both. Once I do this, both of the CLI will be opened inside here, and I can work from straight from inside here. I usually like to do this. The reason I like doing this is because I have both of them running here. So Opus 4.8 is here, and what you can do is you can just model and set the model you want. So I can just take Opus and choose high effort, not extreme high, but just high effort. And from there you can enter, set the model. And I do have this plugin already installed, but for the sake of the video, I will take you back to how to do this step by step. So here you have the plugin. Just copy the marketplace. What we are doing with this plugin here, we are adding the marketplace. So if we go back to our agent here, Claude agent, we can add the marketplace, and you can see successfully added marketplace skills for Copilot Studio. And you can reload the plugins, but I will not do that for now. I will just add the second, I will add the skills for Copilot. So now we are installing the skills into our Claude instance. And for this case, it will ask you if you is already installed globally. For you, it will ask you if you want to install globally. And I recommend that you do that. So I will just do this and reload plugins. 3 plugins, 10 agents, and if you want to manage it, you can write just plugins, manage Cloud Code plugins, and you will see the plugins that you do have here. So I will make this bigger. So you have the plugins, you can discover them, you have the installed ones, and for me, you can see the installed plugins here, and you can see the Copilot Studio plugin, which is enabled. I can go into this. You press enter to go into the plugin. And what you want to do now is update now, but also you want it to be auto updated, and auto update will be here. So just have auto update, which is recommended. And now it's updating. It's the latest version. Fantastic. So let's do at Copilot Studio agent here. This is so now we see the sub agents, and we can start calling them. So I can just take this one and say create this for my IT support agent. So we have installed this. You are wondering why I'm in this repository or this directory here. This is the directory from the last video. In the last video, we cloned an agent using the Copilot Studio extension, installed the extension from scratch, and now we are actually using the extension to publish back. We really don't need to publish through the extension. We could use the agents in the CLI, but I like doing it here, doing it from the extension. So here we have the topics. We created this order laptop topic using YAML last time, and the topic is just ordering a simple laptop. We created this manually, and in this video we will actually recreate this using Claude Code and GitHub Copilot. So now we are done with the Claude. You have installed it. You are ready to go. So you have the agents running. You have everything with which is in the, yeah, you can see them here. They're already running. So what you need to do is the exact same thing here. So what we will do here is we will bring the same code, and you will install the plugin from the GitHub repository here. See here. And if you really don't want all this hassle, you can do it from the extensions here. But this I will cover next. Use plugin to see available. Yeah. So you can see here browse skills for to see available, but we will not do that since we already have the setup. So let's go back here, get this code, and bring it to here. And yes, local project main 31 skills installed, and you will see the, let's see, skills here. And yeah, I do have a lot of skills. So let's look for Copilot Studio, add action, add adaptive card. So we do have them here. But for this video, guys, I will be using Claude Code. So in here, what we'll do next is we will ask Claude to actually create a new topic for us. So without wasting any time, I will just bring up the, let's see here, hands-on lab guide, and we already created the topic before. So now we will ask the Copilot Studio author agent to actually create the topic for us. So I will just find the here and Control V, Control V. So what I've done here is I want to just make sure that Copilot Studio plugin is there. I want to create a topic that added a new that handles expense report submissions. The topic should collect expense amount, travels, and description. If the amount, yeah, and let's see here. So I always do this to make sure the right agent is being called. So I will do Copilot Studio and author. So once this is done, enter. You could have used plan mode, but I will just jump into creating and with auto mode. And if you want to switch to plan mode, shift tab a couple of times and you will be able to switch there. While this is working, you can actually ask Claude questions. You can ask, by the way, and send a quick question without interrupting the main conversation. Also, if you once you are done with doing stuff in this for this, let's say, topic, you can also compact if you want to take everything with you to the next conversation. But if you just want to clear, this is important because if you don't clear, you will have a lot of context with you and this eats up your tokens. So make sure that you have some best practices while working with Claude. For GitHub Copilot, you will have the same things, but in this video, we focus on Claude code. So it's exploring the structure, and if I want to see the entire thing it's doing, Control O will show every single thing, which skill it's reading. You can see Copilot Studio new topic, and you can see that it goes here. Let's see if it's adding a new topic, and fantastic. So while it's working, let's jump over to Copilot Studio, and I will show you the agent that was created last time in the last video. So the agent is the IT expense agent, which is let's find the agent here. Copilot Studio is so slow for me today. So it's the IT support agent, sorry. And let's see if I was in the right repository. Yes, IT support agent. And the agent here is already published. It has to be published. And what we did, we chose the model. You can switch the model from here and then pull it back down to Copilot Studio local. And I will not do this today. I will do everything from the CLI. So also remember, you always create this in a solution so that you can move it between environments. So this is the only thing we created for the agent in Copilot Studio. And now this is working. So we have submit expense, and I can see that Claude is still working on it. See, Control O, it's still undulating. So I will be back in a minute to see what has been cooked up here by Claude for this new topic. Now we can see that Copilot or Claude is actually done creating the topic. The topic is called Submit Expense Report. It's added but untracked. And you can see here there is no errors to the topic. So if you want to test this, you can actually test it from here. But what I want to do now is to show you how to use the extension, which is here. You can see there is the local changes here, Submit Expense Report. And you can see this is, you can see the div. It was empty before, and now there is something in there. Claude has actually created this topic, and if you want to push it back to Copilot Studio, You can also you can actually preview changes, but I will not do that. I will just push it back to Copilot Studio, and we'll go into our Copilot Studio session here. And once it's done, you will see in the topics that there will be a new submit expense topic, which should be here in some seconds. This usually goes quite fast if the topic is not very huge. But now you have actually created the IT support agent topic, which is being pushed. And to push it, you've used the Copilot Studio extension, and the changes are gone now. Good thing here is you have all the agents in your environment. So once you log in, you will see all the different developer environments, the default sandbox, and whatever environments you have access to. And you will also see the agents from here. So make sure that you use this really well. And now let's look at our agent here. So let's refresh. And once we refresh, there should be a topic there because VS Code was done pushing. Let's see. Do I have this agent in? Yes, 48 seconds ago, it's created by me. That's logged in into the. So this tool can handle queries like submit an expense report, and then you can see the topic here. This is the variable. You set a variable, and let's see what's inside the code. So the formula is auto approved. Amount is less than okay. It just shows that approval status, and then the amount is, if the amount is bigger than this, it goes to row. Okay, it's making some weird choices here, but it's just setting variables and not using any message boxes. Okay, this is cool, but this is how we built it. I could have been more explanative in what I wanted to do, but let me say I want to submit um, expense. So this should actually be two topics because I have so I have two topics here. And this is good to see because Copilot Studio now it's ambiguous. Copilot Studio doesn't know which topic to choose because both of them are expense report and claim expenses. So what type of category? This is the old topic working here. So be careful while creating these types of topics. And what we can do now is actually go back to Claude, not this, but we can go back to not this either, but okay, not agent governance. So let's go back to our agent, IT support agent, and we can actually test it from here. So if we do at Copilot Studio test agent, and I can ask this agent to actually test quickly and test it with, I need to submit a $350 response. And this should give us probably the same error as the one that we already had. So now I'm using the second agent, which is the test agent. And also, when I ask this question, I will get the problem I just had, and then we will use the troubleshoot agent, which can troubleshoot why Copilot Studio is actually going to the different topic. So let's see here. So if you want to see more, as usual, it's Control O. So Control O to expand, which is here, and you can see all the cool choices Claude is making, and you can see here. I need to submit context. I just created. I need to submit. Okay, and then please push the draft if report topic was triggered. And okay, so now it's working, and we will be back when it gives us the answer of what topic was used. But while this is working, you have now installed the plugin from the marketplace, and you have created a new topic. You can see the topic here. It's submit topic. And what you can do now is you can push this to your GitHub repository if you want to. And you have one change which is untracked, and you can do this, commit and push. But I always just ask Copilot to write help me write the changes that has been made. It's usually better than me. And then I just commit it from here. And this is added to your main tree. Of course, you can have different trees running different features, but for now, I'm just pushing it. And once it's pushed, you can sync changes. No, I will not do that for now. Let's finish this up, and then we'll we will see what Claude is doing with testing the agent. So now it's testing authentication, and it's manage agent. Okay, it's using a lot of skills, which is not good for token use, But of course, this is still working. So let's see. A browser window will open. Okay, so what browser window will open? Let's see. Yeah, so this was something which was also a limitation. And let's see, you can provide client ID, or you can Claude can help you create one, but you can skip the live test and just test it here. And let's see what happens from now. So if this doesn't work, we know that testing, using the test, you need either Copilot Studio Kit with batch testing, or you can just use evals in Copilot Studio. Okay, so that's it for that agent. And if you would have wanted to add a new topic while this one is working, you can, let's see here. Okay, this came out. Expense amount 300. Okay, from supplies. Is VP branch skipped? No manager branch, no else. Okay, so final confirmation amount is this. Category is office supplies. The verdict, office supplies case auto approved. Okay, this worked actually. But if you would want to do something else, we could have, if it would done something else, we could have used the at Copilot Studio. At Copilot Studio troubleshoot. Did that leave? Copilot Studio, yeah, advisor, to see what's going on. Also, now once you're done here, you can run clear. This clears the context window, and if you want to check the context, you can just do this, and it will show you what's using your tokens. I do have a lot of Copilot Studio plugin tokens, and if you really want to use your tokens wisely, you should turn off the plugin, switch off the plugin when you are not using it. At least for now, I'm using it. I know I need it, but when I'm doing my other things like you developing power apps and using remotion, I will not need this. So I can just turn off the plugin because it takes a lot of tokens, to be honest. So be careful while adding plugins, and make sure that you don't use a lot of tokens on these skills and custom agents and the different plugins. So this is good. That's how you check for everything in Cloud Code. So we have created the topic, and let's say we want to create add a new knowledge source. What we could do here is here I can just call the at Copilot Studio author agent, and I can tell the agent to add a knowledge source that let's see here. I do have the text here. I will just bring it, and you paste twice so that you can see what has been pasted in Cloud Code. So Control V twice, and you will see this. So the Copilot Studio agent will add. So now I'm Shift Tab, and I want to plan mode and see what questions will come. You can also tell Claude to ask you clarifying questions, and make sure that you get everything that is needed to get the best answers from Claude. So this looks very good. We have created cloned the agent. We have added a topic. We have pushed the agent back, and now from now on you can actually start just creating agents using the 4 different agents that are in here in Copilot Studio Skill, which also are you can find in here. You can find them in the agents. So if you really want to understand how they work, go to the manage agent, for example, and this is for ALM operations for Copilot Studio Agent. It clones, pushes, and pulls the agent between local YAML files and the cloud. So, sorry, I would not need the extensions here. I would really not need the extension. So you could have just used clone agent, manage agent, and push pull agent. So these are the things that you can, not the things, but the skills you can invoke directly from the CLI. So let's take, for example, I want to manage agent publish. Okay, so not there, manage agent publish, and let's move back to the agent, and I can just come in here and do Copilot Studio, or I can do manage. No, this is, yeah, I can do the Copilot Studio. Copilot Studio create eval. This is the old ones. Copilot Studio and push. Yeah, did not work, but let's just call the agent, and the agent will invoke the skill. So it's Copilot Studio manage agent, and this agent can invoke the skill for you. So you can ask this agent to just invoke the skill, or as long as you write push this agent to the environment, you can actually push it from there, push it from the CLI. But what I like to do is, of course, use the extension since it's easier and you can see the changes here. So this is, at least for me, works really well. And there is one last way to add this plugin. And what you can do is you can go to extensions here in the Copilot's no, in the VS Code. And what I will show you where this comes from. This comes from here. So once you, let's see here, you go back to skills for Copilot Studio and you will see it here. So you go to the extensions and search for agent plugins. Once you get the agent plugins, you will be able to install it and use it from the chat. Agent plugins there, and Copilot Studio is here. So once I press on this, you can uninstall and install, and you can see here, this is from Marketplace, and you can search for skills in Copilot Studio. Exact same thing, and the different agents are also explained here. And you can say Copilot Studio, clone, Copilot Studio create topic, Copilot Studio pull push. Very simple ways to do this. And if you want to contribute, of course, you can contribute to this. But for now, you can have the skills there. And I usually sometimes just enjoy using the chat on the side here. So I will go back and you have the chat and the Claude code. So for me, when I'm kind of lazy, I just open a new chat here and I say at Copilot. Yeah, let's see. Cool. Yeah, it should work, but yeah, not found. Yeah, too bad that did not work there, but I think it should work here at Copilot. No, this is actually what was one of the limitations, guys. Sorry for wasting your some seconds there, but you can add, you can actually add them. These are not added yet, so you can use it from the CLI. The chat is not working yet, but you can ask questions, and Claude will still build the topics for you. But I will still recommend using the CLI as the other one is being made better and created. So here is the skills, and it's installed for me here. Variovaco.copilot installed plugins, skills for Copilot. And you want to, of course, have auto update and everything ready so that there is a new version coming soon. Giorgio has confirmed this, and get ready for this. But as you can see now, it's creating a whole topic with dynamic adaptive cards. And let's actually go back and look at this. So there is a card, there is let's, yeah, Control O, remove this agent. We will not create anything more now. So the plan is ready, but there are two things I need to answer. So where does this expense policy live? And it can be created in YAML at all. So I will actually just create the file, and card versus text. I will say card because I want it to be difficult for Copilot, and then submit the answers. So this is what you get with plan mode. The other topic we created, we did not use plan mode. Plan mode is more like you throw your thoughts at Copilot or Claude, and it gives you back the questions if something is unclear. And I always ask Claude to ask clarifying questions. And once these are asked, I just answer them and move over from there, Control Tab and Shift Tab, and I move from plan mode to auto mode on. This is, of course, dangerous. Claude makes smart choices on this. But if you're working in your enterprise environment, I would not recommend auto mode yet. I would recommend just doing this, accept edits on, and you can accept the edits. But I will move to auto mode, and when the topic is done, we'll take a look at it together. So once again, you're actually done with the Copilot Studio agent or author agent creating the topic. You can see the submit expense topic here. And let's actually take it some time to go through the YAML. So here you have the metadata. This is the component name and the description. These are the ones that appear in the Copilot Studio topic information pane. So it will not appear by default. You have to press on the information pane. And then here you have this is not number pre-built entity, which is an entity that is being checked expense amount in dollars reimbursed, sorry. And then you have the automatic task, you have the dialogue that begins here. So well, actually the kind is recognized intent. Here are the trigger queries, and you have the actions. A variable is being set and its approval status. And if it's less than 500, it's auto approved. And then you have the condition, which goes to if it's bigger than 2000, less than 500, what happens there. And you can see the adaptive card here. It even wrote the adaptive card schema JSON here, and you can also acknowledge it from there. And now let's go here and actually look at what happened here. So here you have the submit agent, which is the replace with your expense policy. So I can just put something here, and let me do this vario I'm just joking now.com, and public site source, and okay, that's good. And this is the topic. You can see here that the submit expense topic got some extra adaptive cards here. So it didn't create a new topic, it actually did it create, yeah, it continued building on the topic that we already were working on. So you can see the differences here, which is really good, because from now, once you see the differences, you can apply the changes if you're happy with them. You can either test them in Copilot Studio, or you can test them from here, but then you do have to authenticate. So these are the local changes, and then we can make remote changes, and from there the remote changes will show up here, and we can pull them down to Copilot, to your local environment. So those are pushed. Let's go back to our agent and see what is happening inside our agent. So here is the IT support agent. Let's look at the topics. And once we look at this topic, you will see that the topic has an adaptive card now. I hope there is no error, because sometimes there is some rendering error or PowerFX errors with this type of coding. Okay, so it's auto approved, and here is the adaptive card. Looks good. So let's try the same query that we actually tried in the in the Copilot VS Code testing. So in here, I will just take this, and we will be able to see the activity on the left here. Let me see if it's turned on for Copilot Studio. Yeah, there is track between topics, um, travel. Ah, sorry. So the expense group. I traveled to Mars and back. So let's see if this is going to be added. Okay. Oh, wow. So it went to all other conditions, and it took me through confirmation, export, submit. Yeah, okay. So this is, let's look at this. What's actually in here? Expense amounts, and it got all the, yeah, it's using PowerFX to provide me everything before they are put inside the let's see here. Yeah, you set the variables, then we just add them to the adaptive card. Okay, that's what happened. And if I acknowledge it, nothing happens. So from here, we can continue adding logic with the Copilot Studio authoring or Claude, but you can continue adding your own logic. So you can, with the authoring agent, as you remember, you can add nodes. So the authoring agent has, let's see here, agents, author. So be very specific when you're using this Copilot Studio agents. And if you want to invoke a skill, just call the skill. Sometimes you can just have this in front of you, and while you're building, you can you can add you can add the different skills or trigger the different skills direct from by just having this inside there, which is easier for Claude to understand. Cool. Now you have what you have done in this video is you have worked on a Copilot Studio agent locally. You have created a new topic using the Claude CLI. And in here you have used the Copilot Studio agents, which you should be using. You can have the advisor, the author, the manage, and the test. And from there, you can also, what we have done, we have also pushed the changes using the extension. And if you haven't installed the extension, remember to watch my video, which is linked up there. So guys, this is it for this video. You have seen how you can use Claude Code to, or Claude CLI to create new topics and add more logic to the topics. We have learned how to use the plan mode here, and we have also seen how you can clear context each time you are starting a new session, so that you don't use up your tokens. And also you have seen how context to see what is being used in your shell. And one important thing is you can have plugins. And for now, if I'm done with the Copilot Studio plugin, I can just search it, Copilot Studio. Yeah, so what I want to do is actually go to installed. Let's just do this, installed. And I can just take the Copilot Studio here. And what I can do is I can disable the plugin so that I don't use all the tokens which you saw being used each time each time we use Claude. So be careful with what you are using your tokens on. And you can see here it's the Power Cat team, or Microsoft Copilot Studio Cat team, that has created this. Guys, thank you for watching this video. And in the next video, we will continue developing with Claude Code and Claude CLI on Copilot Studio. We will add Dataverse intelligence. So this means that we can add skills. And I will show you how to create skills using the Claude Skill Creator skill. And we can add them back to Power Platform and use them in Copilot Studio agents. See you in the next video, guys.